Welcome to this Reykjanes Volcano update for my friends. After a time when Geldingadalsgos, the Reykjanes Volcano, has behaved in rather a predictable fashion, there is new excitement on the scene once again. The flow rate has remained fairly constant over the last weeks, varying between about 11 cubic meters per second and 13 cubic meters per second. But over the last days, changes have been discussed a little bit more, and ideas of what else may be happening have come up more in conversation, in news reports, and the discussions of experts that have been reported in the media. The fountain-like eruption has continued, so it is not erupting constantly on the surface from the one eruption vent. You have this fountain effect on average about every 10 minutes, but it can be more or less often. It's usually fairly frequent, although I think there was a time of a couple of hours, possibly slightly longer, when no magma came to the surface through that vent. But usually what is happening is this fountain-like eruption every few minutes. And the lava field, understandably, has been growing. The earth dikes or barriers that were built to help contain it were overcome pretty quickly, but they did have an impact on its movement forwards. So they were of some value. And really, in recent days, the conversation has turned more to what may be happening underneath the new lava field that is still incredibly hot, but cooling on the surface, because it's been noticed that some distance from the eruption as this lava field makes its way forwards in the direction of the coastline, there have been appearances of red hot magma, perhaps where they would not be expected to be. And this has led to some speculation that there might be lava tubes beneath the new lava field. And I know that a couple of days ago, there was a peculiar happening that was shown on video of just after an eruption surge, close to the eruption vent, there was this like circle of fire is the only way I can describe it. A large ring of fire appeared in the lava field, and to the best of my knowledge, there haven't been any explanations as to what might have caused that, but it was very, very clear. The experts have been mentioning how long it might take for the lava now to reach the road and then the coast, which is pretty nearby. But there's different opinions on this. If there is activity that we haven't been really aware of beneath the new lava field, as would seem to be the case, I certainly think that's most likely, that there is activity there that is now coming to light much more. Then that would accelerate the movement of the lava, or it could do quite easily. So estimates vary to as long as 3 months for that lava to reach the road. But on the other hand, it could happen quite quickly, maybe, even within a few days, depending upon what changes take place and what changes have already taken place beneath that lava, if any. But the biggest difference that people notice, people visiting the volcano, is that they can no longer go up to the second vantage point because there is the risk of being literally cut off by red hot lava, the pathway up there. So effectively that area is like, and I think it's called Reykjanes Nuke, but that little area is like an island in a way, but it is not surrounded by water. It is, of course, surrounded by lava that is hot. And so some people feel that that is a bit of a disappointment, but I would say that the second vantage point is still the first vantage point is still very spectacular. And the photo that you see of me on the thumbnail of this video, I am actually standing at the first vantage point when I got my first proper look at the volcano, and that is still available for people to go up to. And everybody that I know who has been there is, you know, absolutely blown away by the scenes that greet them. It is, I had hoped to go last Saturday, but the weather was not good. And although it was just about possible, I decided not to commit to a hire car to drive out there. And of course, now the second vantage point isn't there. But for me, that isn't a tremendous disappointment, because when I next get the opportunity to go, it will still be spectacular. It will still be wonderful and a real privilege, something that is incredibly special to witness. And that really is what I can say about the volcano and its current situation. There are many videos, of course, showing wonderful drone footage. And I know that it has been in the news again around the world, not for what it might do, not because it's close to Reykjavik, but because a few drones have met their demise in the volcano. So those are my current thoughts on the volcano.